Oh,
So,
we enjoyed seeing you get attacked by midges.
yeah, I bet you did. Going on there. Anyway, I'm happy to be in the garden this morning and not to have to deal with the wildlife of Hampstead Heath. How are you guys? Are you all well?
Yeah, good. You?
Yeah, very, very well. Who's there? Is it Steve, Katie? Is that right?
Yeah, Katie, she's not up yet, but she's dealing with the kids at the moment. So,
Okay, cool. All right. What we're doing this morning is a snatch test. So I'm not sure if you're familiar with the idea, but what you're going to do is just take one kettlebell, and you've got the clock, and your goal is to do as many one-arm kettlebell snatch in minutes. So you can change arms whenever you want. You can kind of chalk that up however you like, but 10 minutes, the clock starts, and you just get as many as possible. And what people typically aim for is something in the region of about 20 per minute. That's kind of, I guess, the gold standard. Fairly challenging number, 20 a minute for 10 minutes, so 200 total. But anywhere between 10 and 20 is going to be a good goal. So we'll warm up, do some technique practice, have a go, and then hopefully you can kind of give yourself a target and see where to take it.
right.
Cool. All right. So we're going to start with that flow that we often do, and then we'll do some specific stuff for the snatch, and then we'll get into it. And this one's going to be fairly quick. We just got a 10-minute workout, so we'll probably be done in 35, 40 minutes. All right. Okay. One second. There we go. Okay, cool. So just find your space, your mat, whatever you're using. Going to start just by reaching up. Just trying to put a bit of space into your spine. So try and create some space between your vertebrae. We'll lean to the left. We'll lean to the right. Lean back as if you're trying to reach to a wall behind you. Seagulls flying overhead, they're a long way from home. Okay, and then we're going to slowly curl down towards the ground. So you're going to go chin to your chest, round the shoulders, round the upper back, slowly rounding every part of your back all the way down to the ground. Try and keep your legs straight. We'll just take a few breaths here. Each time you breathe out, see if you can just fold a bit further towards your legs. One more breath. Okay, from there, just walk your hands out. Find a downward dog. So arms and legs straight. Try and press your hips up and back. Try and push your chest back towards your toes. And if you can, try and get your heels down towards the ground as well. In that position, you can pedal your feet side to side just to get a bit further into the calves. Take a couple of breaths here. Every time you breathe out, just try and press a bit further with the shoulders. Okay, from there, just drop your knees to the ground. And we're going to go into a puppy dog position. So hands out in front of you, hips should be kind of on top of your knees, and then just push your chest down towards the ground. We'll start just by holding this kind of static for a few seconds, and then we'll start moving around a bit. So looking for a stretch in your shoulders and your upper back. Okay, from there, what I want to do is just start to move side to side. So you'll start just by pushing your left armpit down and then push your right armpit down. So we're just moving more into a specific shoulder stretch, and we'll do 5 each side. So that's 1. That's 2. That's 3. That's 4, so last one. And that's 5. From there, let's just move back to downward dog just to transition. So push back into downward dog, then take your right foot, step up into that good long lunge. And we'll just start here in this high lunge position, so chest up. Just working on pushing this back hip down towards the ground. Find that stretch in your hip flexors. Couple of breaths here. Just going to reach up. So that's going to add to the stretch a bit, and then lean a bit to your right. As you do that, you might feel a bit of a stretch up into your stomach. Then from there, let's take the forearms down to the ground. So now working more into your front hip. If you can't get your forearms down, that's all right. You can just stay on your hands, no problem. They get down as low as you can here. And we'll just do a couple of rotations. So leave your left hand on the ground, reach up and over with the right hand, looking up towards your right hand, and then back down. Just going to do that 3 times. So you're going to reach that right forearm to the ground, and then rotate. That's 2. Reach the elbow down, and rotate. Then from there, just sit back into a half front split. So we're just stretching out the hamstring now. And just a couple of breaths here. You can keep it moving if you like, side to side, kind of pushing down and then coming back off that tension. Okay, back to the lunge. We're going to go back to downward dog and then just swap over to the left side. So I'll bring that left leg up. Start back in that high lunge again. Trying to work this right hip down towards the ground. Should feel a pretty good stretch there. If you don't feel the stretch, just take a slightly bigger step. Okay, let's reach up. And then we're just going to lean slightly to the left. Feel that stretch up into your stomach. And then let's take the forearms, reach down towards the ground. So a couple of breaths, just trying to push a little bit lower into that position. And then 3 times, let's rotate. So leave your right hand on the ground, rotate with the left, looking up towards your left hand. Then take that left elbow, reach it down towards the ground, and then open up again. And then one more. Okay, and then let's just sit back, stretch off that hamstring and the half front split. So that leg, that left leg wants to be almost straight, but it doesn't need to be locked out, just so long as you feel the stretch in your hamstring. And you can kind of fold and then bring yourself back up, fold back up, and you can shift side to side. Okay, back to the lunge, back to downward dog. You're going to slowly walk your hands back to your toes and then roll your way back up. Okay, nicely done. Before we pick up the kettlebell, we're just going to do one more drill just to work a bit on the hips and the hip hinge. So the first thing I want you to do is just a regular hip hinge. So you're going to keep your legs relatively straight. All I want you to do is push your hips back, keeping a flat back, and then drive your hips through. So we're just working on that pure hip hinge. Do you imagine your hands here on your hips? Push the hips back, and then push the hips through. We're just going to do 10 reps like that. We're working on that because with the snatch, the kettlebell snatch is essentially a hip hinge and a hip drive. Same thing as with the half front split. Your legs want to be relatively straight, but they don't need to be locked out. Most important thing is just to understand how to hinge with the hip without rounding your back. Okay, good. Then what we're going to do, some more hinges, but this time just change the angle a bit. So instead of going straight back like so, I'm going to go back diagonally to the left. So we're going to go there and then swap it over to the right. I'm going to do 5 each side like that. So it's just going to change the angle a bit, change the way it feels a bit. But as you go back, your back is still going to stay flat. You just may not be able to go quite as far. You can use your hands out in front of you for a bit of balance. Okay, cool. All right, when you've done that, you can grab your kettlebell and we'll start warming up for this snatch. So the first thing we're going to do is just warm up the shoulders a bit. So I want you to take the kettlebell into your front rack and we're just going to do 5 strict presses on each side. Okay, so we start here, elbow slightly out and down. Just going to press up all the way, get a strong lockout position, and then bring it back down. Okay, 5 reps each side. Pause overhead for a second, and then back down. If whatever kettlebell you have is a bit too heavy to be doing strict press, by all means go through the push press. So you're just going to dip and then drive. But either way, 5 reps on each side. Same thing if you've got a dumbbell. To make sure you get that full range of motion all the way down to your collarbone. Although the hips are doing most of the work for this kettlebell snatch, definitely the shoulders have to be warm as well. Okay, good stuff. Now we'll get into warming up the actual snatch itself. So we're going to build up to that full movement from the ground up. So the first thing we're going to do is a kettlebell swing. So single arm kettlebell swing, you can start on the left hand side. We're going to use that same hip hinging mechanic to get that going. So you're going to pick up your bell, you're going to sit your hips back, drive them through, hips back, drive through. Okay, just looking to get the bell up to about eye level. Hips back, punch. Hips back, punch. As you come through, what you're looking to do is extend the hip, extend the legs. Okay, so quads and butt are driving that movement. It should be a really aggressive punching movement. 5 reps on each side. Then the next thing we're going to do is just add a high elbow. Okay, so the idea with this is it's going to start to get you to think about how you transition from the swing into the overhead. So a lot of times people just swing all the way around. And really you don't want to do that for a number of reasons. It's not efficient. Also means the bell is going to come over and land on your wrist, and that's kind of uncomfortable. So what you're going to do is a swing to a high elbow. So it looks like this. Swing, high elbow. Swing, high elbow. Okay, so as you extend, it's almost like you're trying to elbow someone behind you. That's the finishing position there. So same thing, 5 reps each side, swing to high elbow. And the challenging thing there is to make sure you're still driving with the hips and the legs and not just pulling with your arm now. Finish that pull first and then let the elbow go high. Okay, so with those pieces in place, now we can go through the full kettlebell snatch. So it's going to be a swing, punch, high elbow, and then you're going to punch the arm through to overhead. All right, so let me just show you a couple of reps. Punch, so drive the hips, and then punch overhead. So again, let's try 5 reps on each side, see how that feels. Okay, good stuff. So now we need to get the heart rate up a little bit before we start the test. We're going to do a little warm-up round, take a break, and then we're going to get back to it. So what I want to do is going to use a 3-minute EMOM, and every minute on the minute, I want you to do 30 seconds worth of snatches. Okay, so you're going to do 15 seconds on one side and then 15 seconds on the other, and just see where you get to in 30 seconds. Okay, so get ready with your bell. In 3, 2, 1, snatches. So I'll let you know when we get to 15 seconds, and then you swap arms and keep going. Okay, you swap arms there. Ten seconds to go. And rest, nicely done, good stuff. I said 30 seconds, I meant 40 seconds, so it's 20 seconds on each side. So now you're just resting for another 10 seconds, breathing a bit. Three, 2, 1, back on the snatches, back on that original side now. Okay, swapping sides, 20 seconds in. And rest. Nice work. That's 2 down, 1 to go. You got 15 seconds to rest. Get some airing, breathe. 10 seconds. 5, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Last one. And swap sides. And that's time. Nicely done. Good stuff. Okay, you put the bell down there, take a little breather. Going to give you now like 2-3 minutes just to recover, get the heart rate back down, but you should be feeling pretty warm now and good to go. And then we'll get cracking. So it's going to be 10 minutes. Hopefully that little warm up there gave you an idea of what reps you might be able to aim for. So whatever you were able to do in 40 seconds, you might be able to increase that slightly and then maintain that for 10 minutes. But there or thereabouts, because you're obviously going to start to slow down at some point and you don't want to be too ambitious and then end up just completely dropping off. So ideally, the way this test normally works is it's kind of 10 minutes, almost constant work. And what you want to be doing, if you can, is when you need an extra breather, just keep the bell overhead, take a breath, and then keep going. And if you keep the rhythm kind of slow, each time just taking a breath overhead, you should be able to maintain it a bit easier. And then as you come down, you would just swap arms, you go through the legs, and then swap straight to the other side, if you can. Okay? So that would be the goal. Obviously, if you get to a certain point and you're just too knackered, you need to put the bell down. That's fine. Just try to take a couple of good deep breaths and then pick it back up. Okay, so take another minute, get yourself recovered. I'm not going to be playing any music because it means the video gets taken down from YouTube. So since it's just 10 minutes of snatching, there's not going to be a whole lot of coaching going on. So definitely recommend put some tunes on and yeah, get into it. Okay, so are you ready? You're on mute, so.
Yeah, all good.
Okay, perfect. All right, guys, here we go. 3, 2, 1. And off you go. 10 minutes starting now. If you can, focus on your breathing. The more you can control your breathing, the more you can control the effort. Just have that little target in mind. What reps do you want to hit per minute? I'll remind you every minute so you know where you're at. So that's 1 minute down now. 1 down. It's just 10 minutes, that's all it is. It's a tough 10 minutes, but it's just 10 minutes. If you can, leaving the bell overhead if you need that extra rest, taking a breath overhead, and then swapping arms between your legs. Coming up to 2 minutes now. That's 2 minutes down. Keep breathing, stay focused. Just think about the 1 rep ahead of you. All right, nice guys. 3 minutes down. Okay, 4 minutes down. Starting to get into the meat of the workout now, into that kind of middle part. Stay mentally strong. Keep working. You know your target now. You've committed to the target. Let's keep it going. Keep breathing. All right, great work, everyone. That's 5 minutes down. So you're halfway through now. Halfway through, 5 minutes to go. Let's keep it up. Stay strong, guys. You got this. Okay, that's 6 minutes. Looking good, guys. Just 4 minutes to go now. There's going to come a point where it starts to really sting. Okay, but just remind yourself, it's temporary. You've only got 4 minutes. You've only got 3.5 minutes. Time keeps on going down. Keep breathing. Focus on the next rep. Just 1 more rep. And just remember, you came here today and it's just 10 minutes of work. So you might as well make it count. Just 10 minutes. All right, that's 7 minutes down, just 3 minutes to go. Big 3 minutes, let's go. You might have that little voice now telling you, you can slow down a bit. Why not? Take a bit off the pace here. Ignore that voice, keep moving. Great work, guys. That's 8 minutes down, just final 2 minutes now. 2 minutes to go. Let's pick it up, come on. Okay, 90 seconds to go, less than 90 seconds to go. Let's pick it up. Hold that pace. Keep breathing, you got this. And we are coming into the final 60 seconds now. Let's go, guys. 1 minute to go. No need to slow down. Let's pick it up. Let's go faster. .45 to go. One rep at a time, 30 seconds to go. Come on, team. And 15 to go. 10 seconds, come on. All the way through, don't slow down now. And that's time. Nice work, guys. Awesome. Well done. Great work. Tough test. Take a second, just chill out, catch your breath.
That was hard.
Yeah, how many did you get?
202.
Oh, nice. Very nice. Well done, mate. So just over 20 a minute, that's solid. Really good, well done. So just while you're catching your breath, let's do a couple of easy stretches and then I will let you go on about your day. So where are we now? Oh yeah, 25 to 8, so still pretty early. So we'll start back in that puppy dog stretch. So a nice one to help you kind of open up the lungs as well. So hands out in front of you, just let the chest drop down towards the ground. I'm just going to hold that for about a minute. Okay, cool. From there, let's just take it into supine position so you can just lie down. And we'll just do a couple of very simple stretches. So first one, left-hand side, we're just going to work into the hamstring. So take your left leg straight up over you. You can put your hands behind your knee. Try to make sure that you're lying down. So try not to reach up. Back should be on the floor. Doesn't need to be a crazy stretch, just trying to release the muscles after all that work. Obviously, hamstrings and hips took a bit of a beating on that one. So that's what we're going to focus on with the stretching. Looks like it's going to be a beautiful day. I think it's going to be very hot today. 30 more seconds. Okay, let's swap sides there. So right leg goes up. And it's the same thing as everything we've been doing today with the hips. The leg wants to be kind of straight, but you definitely don't have to have the knee locked out. As long as you can feel a nice stretch in the hamstring, that's fine. Okay, then last stretch of the day, take your left foot over your right knee and then pull that right knee in towards your chest. So now just a stretch for the glutes. So your butt, your left butt muscle. Okay, and then the other side. So right foot over left knee. Okay, cool. That will do. Awesome.
Thanks, Tom.
Yeah, thanks so much for coming.
Enjoy your day.
Have a good day. Thanks, mate. Bye.